Roto World player news, because we got some big stuff off the top. For all your player news, go to NBCSports.com. And the news we got right before the show, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor has a thumb injury. His status is in doubt going forward. So it could be the Zack Moss show again, guys.
That's per NFL Network. That's Ian
Rappaport.
Yeah, reporting that. So we'll see how that plays out.
Taylor had this in the second half and played through it. He finished the game. But obviously something that is really concerning now.
Well, and it didn't say – did it say his right hand, his right thumb, or it just said thumb injury? I mean, because that's – I know that seems sort of dumb, but that's actually really important, because if it's your right thumb, which is – he's a right-handed – I believe he's right-handed.
Yeah, holding the ball.
He carries the ball. It's hard to carry a ball with only 4 fingers. That's one of the reasons why I'm not an NFL running back. I only have 4 fingers. This is a prosthetic thumb. The other thing is that, but like if it was his left hand, here you see him he's carrying it with his left hand. So maybe, we're watching video right here. We have NFL footage, which is very nice for our show. It's hard to, I don't know. I mean, again, he might be able to play through it, but the rap sheet tweet makes it sound like he could miss significant time. They do play this week at Tennessee, so a really important matchup in the division for the Colts, who are chasing that playoff spot.
Yeah, and so Zack Moss now, he should be rostered everywhere, absolutely. And
yes.
He should be started everywhere. So it's really a top 10 option each week if he's going to be the guy behind what is a really improved offensive line in Indy. And they don't want to put the ball in Gardner Minshew's hands. And so it's a shame for Taylor, who's coming off his best game of the season, finally really looked like Jonathan Taylor of 2021 again, but if he is to miss time, Moss is about as good a backup option as there's been.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to panic just yet. Again, it's a show. I never panic.
You don't panic.
But honestly, again, we don't know the severity of the injury. We don't know if he's going to be able to play through it. But it is, as you head into waivers tonight, it's probably going to be towards the end of the week before we find out more news. Hopefully, we get more news on this before tonight. But on the chance that we don't, to your point, Zack Moss, who's available in over 50% of Yahoo leagues. I think a lot of people dropped him after the last couple of weeks when Jonathan Taylor was clear that he'd sort of taken over the backfield. But in all the games that Jonathan Taylor missed this season, Zack Moss averaged over 17 fantasy points per game. He averaged 24 touches per game. The last time he played Tennessee, that was week 5, no Jonathan Taylor, or Jonathan Taylor just got played only a handful of snaps. Zack Moss, 25 for 195 and 2 touchdowns against the Titans. In fact, even before Taylor came back, he was averaging over 107 yards from scrimmage. You see it there on your screen in terms of the production he was having in the games and that he started this year for the Indianapolis Colts. And honestly, guys, even if Taylor can play, but if he's limited by the thumb, if they don't want him to play significant,
passing downs.
Passing downs. If Zack Moss, because we saw there was a stretch there where both guys were active, and Zack Moss had, high-end flex, low-end RB2 value. So I think Zack Moss, absolutely, to your point, Jay, becomes a priority on the waiver wire tonight if he was dropped in your league.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is that just with these injuries, you just never know. Like Myles Garrett on the weekend said he heard a pop in his shoulder. His arm was in a sling. He couldn't get dressed by himself. I would have said that it was minus 800, that he was out for multiple weeks. He's fine. He's sore, and he's going to play this weekend. So you just don't know sometimes. So maybe Taylor will just be fine, and will just play limited, or they'll be able to mitigate the issue with his thumb. But regardless, in terms of an action, the only action is to get Zack Moss if you can somehow, and start him if you do.
It is a weird thing because, and I'm trying to think of an example and nothing's coming to mind right now, but there are also times like the opposite of that. It's where just somebody gets after the game, I got a little nicked up, I think I'm fine.
Derrick Henry in 2021, when he fractured his foot against the Colts, he played through the second half, and it's like, I'm just a bit banged up. Oh no, my foot is broken. I'm done. So it is.
I felt like Austin Eckler at the beginning of the year, it didn't seem like that was a major injury. He was just I'm a little, and then he missed like a month.
Right. And still doesn't look right, honestly.
No, honestly, he does not. So, I mean, you never know until they sort of get in and they look at it and everything like that. I mean, didn't Daniel Jones finish the game with a torn ACL this year?
No, I think he came out. He played one more snap.
He played one more snap.
And then it really
buckled
Phil
down.
Rivers played an AFC title game with a torn ACL.
Yes.
Terrell Owens in the Super Bowl, you just never know what these guys can do with their bodies.
So but anyway, it's none of it's ideal, and so yes, that becomes very important tonight for Zack Moss. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.